I signed to Eazy when I was 16 years old. Wow. And he was like, hey, nigga, them motherfucking essays love your ass, nigga. I was like, because he knew people from my neighborhood. He was like, nigga, you crazy, nigga. Like, look how you dress, nigga. Like, I always thought you was weird, nigga. Like, but now it makes sense, nigga, because you like, because everybody thought we was either Dominican or Panamanian.
Right. Makes sense. It makes sense.
Right? Because if you like crispy dark like me, and you had, like, growing up, I had a thick Mexican accent, it was like...
There's not many Afro-Mexicans that people know.
Or blolos, or blolas.
Right.
A blolo is a black cholo. And a blola is a black chola. Like, and there's a lot of blolos, fool.
Right.
What's good, YouTube? It's Coffee. Back at it, man. And Will.i.am appearing on Drink Champs there. Definitely got to check that interview out, man. Comment and let me know if y'all already seen the episode. You tapped into it. What you thought the most intriguing parts were and all that, man. But you hear a bit of the history there that I feel a lot of cats really ain't up on, man. Or maybe some are. Let me know if you already were. But the Black Eyed Peas, to the masses, you know, they think of Where's the Love and Fergie and all these smash hits they had, which, I mean, that catalog is just amassed crazy numbers, and the success they had is just off the charts, no question. But there was many different incarnations of the Black Eyed Peas and different names and all that, you know, dating back to Ruthless Records. There's been a few different members who have come and gone. Fergie wasn't even a part of the Black Eyed Peas until like, 02, 03, right around when that Where's the Love Jump Off dropped. There was another female vocalist that they had before Fergie. I forget her name. Comment if y'all remember her. But way back, like Will.i.am was speaking of, right around that time, they were originally known as Tribal Nation. Not originally, that wasn't their first name ever, I don't believe. But then when they signed with Eazy, who ended up discovering them, you know, scouting them out, showing up to a performance and all that. When they signed with Ruthless, they changed the name to the Ab-Band Clan. Now, nothing ever dropped under Ruthless Records. I believe they had a single that might have came out or whatever, but they ended up pretty much just being shelved. And they had a way different sound. Like me personally, the first I ever heard the Black Eyed Peas was in the late 90s with a banger that they had that was called That's the Joint, That's the Jam, Turn It Up, Play It Again. Comment if y'all remember that. It was on the Bulworth soundtrack, which was a fire soundtrack, man. A lot of great tracks on there. Like just a fire soundtrack. I miss back when soundtracks were the ish, man. Like the Above the Rim soundtrack, Bulworth soundtrack, and many, many more. But y'all remember that back 90s? Like soundtracks were really something, man. Comment some of your favorite soundtracks from back in the day. I don't understand why it's not the same way these days. But the Bulworth soundtrack had That's the Joint. I think it was called Joints and Jams by the Black Eyed Peas. They had Cannabis on there with his fire song that was called How Come. Of course, Ghetto Superstar, which was a big smash single that got, you know, a music video, radio play and all that. Prodigy of Mobb Deep was on there. There was just a lot of good tracks, but that was the first I had heard of the Black Eyed Peas. You know, when I was coming up and I flunked with that song heavily, I went out and copped the Bulworth soundtrack. But sometime later, I remember, you know, hearing about the Black Eyed Peas being signed to Ruthless Records, and went back and did my digging and, you know, found some of their older stuff. And they weren't, I don't want to say they weren't anything like they are with this current sound. I mean, but in a sense, they kind of weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like they were always different. Like you heard Will.i.am saying Eazy was telling them, like, yo, you're crazy, you dress crazy, like you're different and whatnot. They always had their own vibe and all that, and the music was different, but it wasn't popish at all in any way, in my opinion. It was more just like a conscious hip hop, dope sound. You know what I'm saying? Over time, like I said, some members came and went. Fergie got added to the group, and they ended up going the pop route and just blew up in a crazy way. And something else I didn't know originally about the Black Eyed Peas, Will.i.am specifically, is that he's a producer. You know what I mean? And has some real serious production credits, man. Like he's put in some serious work and produced for everyone, from pop artists to hip hop artists to U2. You know what I mean? Like the dude's done a lot, and on top of it, philanthropist. He'll even call himself a geek. You know what I mean? Calls himself a Renaissance man, and many people reference him in that way. Who's been honored outside of just the Black Eyed Peas success and what he's done production wise. He's been, you know, nominated for serious awards for the good work that he's done, and you know, other lanes outside of music. Like Will.i.am has done so much in his career. Comment and let me know if you guys remember, you know, the different eras of the Black Eyed Peas, or when you came to first hear of them, and if you actually saw the way they changed over the years and what sound you thought was the best. You know what I mean? We see with a lot of artists, they come in the game, you know, with a type of swag or style and kind of music, but at certain points, you know, switch it up or whatever and adapt a different sound, trying to find success. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if that's what the deal was with the Black Eyed Peas. Like, if that change was organic, or, you know, they just kind of over time seeing where the game was at in music and pop music, you know, transitioned into that strictly for the sales or in the success, or, you know, that came organic. I don't know, you know. But it just goes to show you, man, with Eazy and Ruthless Records, there's only so many artists that were signed to the label that got a lot of shine. Obviously Bone and whatnot, but there was like quite a few different acts that Eazy had scouted out and signed. And we all know R.I.P. Eazy, he ended up passing away, AIDS. And after his passing, I don't think much ever really happened with the label, or like the catalog for that matter, like on a legacy level. You know what I'm saying? Like putting together unreleased music or what. Like it literally was like the label died with Eazy-E. But as far as what Eazy-E, what Will.i.am was referencing about Eazy-E telling him that about the essays and the Mexican community being a big fan of Will.i.am, I don't know if they were saying that Will.i.am is has Latino ancestry or Mexican ancestry or not. I don't believe so, but I could be wrong. Comment and let me know and fill me in. You know what I'm saying? As always, if you're new to this channel, hit the buttons for me, subscribe and all that. But more importantly, join the discussion. It's all about hearing from the people on this platform, whether we're talking about music, sports, news, whatever. I want to hear from y'all. You know what I'm saying? I never claim to be no expert. I'm just a cat sitting back watching the content and tapping in with y'all, just trying to have some interesting convo. But I did see that Will.i.am, you know, speaks like fluent Spanish and grew up in East Los. And there's, you know, a lot of media and press releases when he's done interviews speaking about his life coming up, that he had a very thick Mexican accent as a kid when he was growing up. But again, hit the comments and let me know, you know what I'm saying, your thoughts if I missed on anything, and just your thoughts across the board. R.I.P. Eazy-E. And, you know, it's just wild to sit back and really take in the Black Eyed Peas timeline. Like, if you really go follow the evolution of the group, it's like they really didn't find the massive success that they had so far down the road. You know, it's just kind of got to be hopeful to a lot of artists out there, or not music artists, whatever lane you're in, trying to hit it big. Like, always just gotta keep at it and evolve, and keep pushing until you find that lane. The Black Eyed Peas kind of created their own lane in a way, blending hip hop with the pop, and repackaging their group until they blew the fuck up. And whether you're a fan of their music or not, there's no question that they're one of the biggest groups of all time. So thanks again for watching. Sub up. Look forward to talking to y'all in the comments. And I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.